All right. What's up, everybody? Blessings, blessings, blessings. Happy Friday to you and yours on this wonderful day. So, we're going to continue and close what I've been basically sharing most of the week, shifting your paradigm. And if I'm looking back and forth, that means I'm looking at multiple cameras here. But definitely want to, you know, conclude this beautiful, beautiful information. And you're getting an understanding, right, to the freedom that you've been seeking. Now, freedom obviously is different for everybody. Freedom, it resonates on different levels. It could be a better lifestyle. It could be more money. It could be more time, more clarity on where you're going in life. It could be something, a challenge that you've been having, and of course, something that you always wanted to achieve that you haven't achieved yet. Especially, it's something that you always wanted, but you don't know how you're going to do it, right? So, getting an understanding to the freedom you seek. Remember, the freedom you're seeking is on the opposite side of the fear or stagnation that you've been having, right? You not doing certain things because it's uncomfortable or whatever. Or, it's just kind of you think about it, but you never really acted on it. So, but anyway, I love to talk about this, and let me actually share the video, Instagram. I'll just kind of turn the camera like I did before so y'all can tap in. Let me turn it up a little bit. And yeah, let me share. Oh, and before I forget, this Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern, join the free live webinar on the power of our thoughts and thought energy. I love talking about this particular topic because it really helped me. It helped me tremendously. And I don't know where I'll be without it, to be honest. It's something obviously my spirit sought for a long time, for years, and I was ready to receive it. So hopefully this helps you. So let me present, and always reach out, if anything speaks to you or if you need some help with this material, or, you're wanting something more and you're having trouble. So let me find the actual link. There we go. All right, let's go. I'm sharing audio. Cool. All right. So let me click it in Instagram. You'll hear it a little bit. This understanding basically is about the paradigm, and it's about shifting the paradigm. So I'm going to let Bob take over a little bit here, and then I'm going to touch on a few points that I get from this, and we'll send it home there. All right?
Only connect the dots looking backwards. The people that make it, they're going into the unknown all the time. Now, if you're following someone who really knows what they're talking about, I really know what I'm talking about when it comes to this subject. I train psychiatrists in this. I train managers in some of the largest companies in the world. I've helped, I don't know how many people become very wealthy. You've got to go through that terror barrier. And when you do that, everything beautiful starts to happen. Now, I'm going to show you another thing. You're going to make a decision to do that. And when you keep impressing that over and over, the fear's still there. But one day, the old conditioning is gone. And now you're really comfortable in your new spot. Now, you've experienced that in your life. You've already experienced it. Now, you know what happens? The why turns into action. You start all over again. And that's how you keep going up, 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 all the days of your life. Keep getting better. Better is a nice word. But you got to make decisions. Now, I'm going to show you something about decisions most people never, ever learn. Look at this for a moment. Let these lines represent levels of vibration. Now, levels of vibration are more commonly referred to as frequencies, and you and I think on frequencies. We think on frequencies. So let's say that these puffy little clouds represent our thoughts, and our thoughts produce our results. That's where we started, isn't it? Take a look at the results. Why do we get this? It's because of the way we're thinking. So we keep thinking this way. We're going to keep getting the same results, but we say, that's where I want to go. That's where I want to go. I'm going to do that as soon as I get the money. I'm going to do that as soon as the kids are out of school. I'm going to do that as soon as what? The results aren't going to change because the thinking changes. You say, you've got to say, I'm doing that. And the second you make a decision, you flip your brain onto the frequency that you have to be on to think the thoughts you have to think to get the good you want. Just think in your past. Look in your past. You'll say, I want that. It didn't matter that you didn't have the money. You say, I'm going to do that. And you'd always find the money. Go take a look in your house. Take a look at all the stuff in your house. Most of it you don't need. You know why you got it? Because you wanted it. When you really want something, when you say, I'm going there, I'm going to make that happen, I make the decision. Boom, boom, boom. You get onto a new frequency. Do you know, I've started, I don't know how many companies. I've never had a business plan. I just have the picture, and then I go for it. You never heard Martin Luther King say, we have a strategy. No. He said, we have a dream. You got to have a dream. When you have a dream, then you act like the person you want to become. You see yourself already with it. Now look at. You've got to think. You really have to think. Now you're aware. You may not be really aware. I mean, I went over that fairly fast. But now you know how to make decisions. It's not whether you can afford it. It's not whether you have the time. It's, do you really want it? We had a lady come to a seminar in 2006, right around the time The Secret hit. And she started to hear me. I was teaching actually a program, The Science of Getting Rich. She had never heard somebody talk like me before. Now, this lady wasn't just some ordinary gal. She was a lawyer, a banking lawyer. She had graduated from university, the #1 banking lawyer in all of the United States. She had been educated in some of the best schools in America and in Great Britain. She graduated, she had bachelor's, a master's, a doctorate. She graduated right at the top. So naturally, the big firms on Wall Street grabbed her. And she worked on Wall Street for quite a while. Top firms. Then she went back west because she was from Seattle. And she went into business with her dad, who was also a banking lawyer. Then he left to take over a bank, and she took the business over, and she built a banking practice. She'd done hundreds of millions, literally billions of dollars in business, buying banks, selling banks, merging banks, IPOs. But she had never heard what I was teaching. And she made up her mind she was going to learn everything that I taught. She bought all of our programs. She became a consultant with our company. Then she made up her mind she was going to be my closest advisor. Today, she is my business partner. And she was listening to all this, and she was thinking of the boardrooms that she was in when they were trying to merge banks, and they couldn't get along. They couldn't figure out how to make decisions. And she thought if they only had this information. So she made up her mind she was going to put a program together. And she studied everything, and she put a program together. It was a phenomenal program that would help people change paradigms. It's called Thinking into Results. This program is designed to change paradigms. It's all over the world today. It's a self-contained seminar. You study this for 6 months, you'll study it for the rest of your life. Your world will never be the same again. Never. Don't look at somebody else and say, what are you going to do? What they're going to do makes no difference. It makes no difference. You see, it's your paradigm that you want to think about. It's not their paradigm, it's your paradigm. You make up your mind that you're going to change you. You didn't sit down to look at this by accident. You have been attracted to this, and this was attracted to you. This can change your life just like mine. Look, I've gone into prisons with this information, maximum security prisons. I've gone into schools. I went into the Prudential of America, the largest insurance company in the world. We raised our sales by hundreds of millions of dollars. One senior VP said that he thinks we put it over $1 billion. I've traveled all over the world with this, literally all over the world. You have an opportunity here to really study in depth what I'm talking to you about here. If you really want to make things happen, I guarantee you this will help you do it. And when you get into this, you're with us forever. And I guarantee you, a year from now, you're going to need a telescope to look back and see where you were. This program is designed to change paradigms. Sandra Gallagher is the lady that invented it. She's the president and chief executive officer of our company, the Proctor Gallagher Institute. She's my business partner. She's absolutely brilliant. And she took everything that I teach and put it in a very organized manner that changes paradigms. Now let's remember what a paradigm is. A paradigm is a mental program that has almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior, and almost all of our behavior is habitual. Now, when people hit a bit of a tough time, what's the first thing they do? They start to lower their standard of living. That is a terrible error, a terrible error. Never let that happen. Don't ever lower your standard of living to meet your income. Make up your mind right now that you're only going to think of how to do it, and you're going to do it. You're going to take your income up to meet your standard of living. I'm in a beautiful studio here. It's in my own backyard. I can run 4 cameras in here all at the same time. I can broadcast all over the world in here. I was sitting in my backyard under an umbrella, and I was thinking, I could build a studio back there. And I got the beautiful idea in my mind. It's all lit up. I've got the sound. I've got everything. And I'm streaming right to you from the studio. It's about 1,200 square feet. Absolutely beautiful. All soundproof. Top equipment. Do you know why? I had a dream. I'm living in it. I had a dream that I was going to do this business for the rest of my life. I visited Earl Nightingale one time in Chicago at 333 North Michigan in the early 60s. And I spent an hour with him. And when I was finished, I said, Earl, what's the real deal? Well, he says, there's no deal. He says, there's no secret. He said, you just simply figure out what you love to do and dedicate your life to it. I got so excited right at that moment because I knew exactly what I'd love to do. I'd love to do what he was doing. That was around 1963, 64. In 1968, I left my own company. I was earning hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, over $1 million some years. I took a job for $18,000 a year. 5 years later, I was earning $33,000. But I was doing what I wanted to do. I was working with my mentor. I got an education that you couldn't buy. And you know something? I've been repaid time and time again. 5 years later, I decided, I took this pen in my hand and I said, I'm going to build a company that operates all over the world. The Proctor Gallagher Institute is in 100 different countries. This is the best information you're going to find. I don't know anybody else that's teaching this. I really don't. Not the way we're teaching it. People often say Bob Proctor's a motivational speaker. I'm not a motivational speaker. I don't ever want to be. I think I'm a teacher. I teach people what paradigms are, how they're formed, how they can be changed. I'm under contract right now, or our company is, to write a new book, Paradigm Shift, for Darcher Penguin, largest publishing company in the world. I love this subject. Don't ask anyone what they think you should do. Make a decision. You're going to do this. You're going to get involved in this. I don't care if you have to go and borrow the money from your grandmother. You're going to make a decision right now today that you are never going to lower your standard of living. You have the potential that God gave you. You've got all the potential in the world. Anything anybody else does, you're quite capable of doing. But you've got to make a decision to do it. And don't worry about where the money or everything's going to come from. It'll come. When the Maharishi Yogi decided to take transcendental meditation to the world, somebody said, where's the money going to come from? It's going to cost a lot of money. He said, wherever it is right now. When you make a decision, they'll always find the money. The way will always show itself. I want to thank you for giving me your attention. I think it's fairly obvious. I love doing this. I've really enjoyed it. I hope you have.
Have to unmute so you can hear me. Are we good? Good, good, good. Okay, looks like I'm unmuted. Yeah, there was so much shared there. I was taking notes, trying to keep up with Bob. And this is all about shifting paradigms, right? You know, I didn't know what a paradigm was until I came across, Bob's material. It is so powerful how, it's a mental program that's fixed in our subconsciousness, right? That's controlling our habitual behavior, that has almost exclusive control of our habitual behavior. Now, and most of our behavior is habitual. So what does that mean? We're basically doing things not knowing it. And not only like physical things, even the way we think, our concepts of ourselves, our belief system, how we see things is limited without us even knowing that. So this is a paradigm that has been basically conditioned over time, that you're not aware of. That's why nothing changes. That's why you get the same results year after year after year. And you really have to stop and really think about what's happening. How come I can't do this? How come this is not happening? How come things aren't changing? I wish and hope for things, but, wishing and hoping, it stays there in the whatever in your mind, right? So I just want to share a few things that Bob touched on. Better is a nice word. I wrote that down because Bob said, better is a nice word. Everything can get better. Everything. And I talked to a lot of people this week, and, some people couldn't see things getting better for themselves. That's because they've been conditioned for so long to kind of see some type of negative limiting beliefs. It's deep. And before I forget, yesterday I was blessed to talk about basically my career choices. With some lovely refugee students. I was able to volunteer some time and meet some awesome people. And it was beautiful sharing my journey with them and what I do for people. So there's a post coming up about that. But that's just a side note. So things can always get better, always. And there's a beautiful song or quote that's good, right? So with anything that's happening, current circumstances, events, or anything ever happen, there's always something good in it, and you have to look for it sometimes, but it's there. The absence of light is darkness. So light is always there, right? The clouds, you'll see a storm or whatever, but the sun is still above those storm clouds. When it starts spreading apart, the clouds start moving. Look at my hands. They basically that sun starts showing. The sun is always there behind that storm. So light is always there. It's just the absence of light. That's darkness. So use of time, right? That was yesterday I was talking about. So we think in frequencies. Bob talked about frequencies. You're here, wherever you are in your current life, whatever money you're making, whatever you attracted in your life right now, right? Whatever material things, time that you have, your life that you have on this level, and you want something else at a higher level that you don't have physically, we think in frequencies. I was talking to somebody about attitude, which is your vibration, which is law of vibration. So how are you feeling today? Like before you got on this live, before you saw this post, how are you feeling after it? You got to sometimes really look within yourself and really check your feelings, because your feelings tell you what you're thinking. So Bob talked about thinking on frequencies. If you're down here on this frequency, I don't know. I don't believe that I can do that, or I don't have the time, or that might cost. Well, I want that, but no, you're down here on a low vibration. And especially if you're allowing things from the outside shape how you feel. A lot of us do that, and we're not aware of it. We're really not aware of it. So let me talk a little bit about frequencies. Bob said, make the decision and go for it. Now, to go on a higher frequency, okay, you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision. Some people say, oh, I'll do that as soon as I have the time. Oh, I'll do that as soon as I have the money. Oh, I'll do that as soon as my husband lets me, or my wife let me, or as soon as you'll get the same results forever. Like you'll look at this date and look at the same month, look at next year, you'll be in the same spot, or maybe just a little bit higher, but you won't have the things that you really want that speak to you over and over. You won't. So you're putting your own growth off when you say, I'll do that as soon as, or but, right? You had that evil word in there, but that's, you know what that is? That's you being comfortable, afraid to grow. So making a decision to really go for what you really want, for what you desire, what's important to you, what speaks to you every day that keeps telling you, hey, I really want that. I'm tired of living without it. And Bob talked about something really cool here. Look around you. You got what you really wanted. So if you look around, whatever clothes you see around, whatever, a lot of you seen a couple bills here, money wise, $100 bills, books that I really wanted, my award that I really wanted, it doesn't matter what you want, but look around what you really wanted. You got it. You went and got it because you made a decision that you wanted it in your life. I wanted to do this. I wanted to help people, whether they didn't know they needed help or not. I wanted to share this information. I wanted to help, really tap into the greatness of who we are as human beings. I've seen so many people live a half life, I knew this was my purpose. I made a decision to go for it, regardless of close friends and family thinking that I couldn't do this. I knew people needed this. And then I found out millions of people's lives are changed with this specific information. Millions. Making millionaires. You know, sometimes I really have to go there to show, the power of this information, right? So we'll say I'll do that as soon as whatever. You're dancing around what you really want. Make the decision and go for it. Bob said, borrow the money from your grandmother, your parents, whoever, right? Because when you make a decision, it will be there for you. It will be there for you when you make a decision. Because what that is, you're telling infinite intelligence, this is me. I'm going there regardless of what anybody says. I have faith. I have faith. I have faith in the process. So, like I said, look around you. You got everything you really wanted, right? So, thinking into results, I'll be really honest. My life is never be the same after I went through this. I really attracted this, and I've been through the program several times, but I'm gonna do it the rest of my life. It's that beautiful, and it helps me grow every day. I'm learning, today I learned more about the power of my mind and my memories, going back to positive memories and how you can connect that to your present self and your future goals. See, I'm giving you bonus stuff here, but Bob this is what he culminated over 60 years, reading all kinds of books, meeting all kinds of people all over the world, because he was curious about it, and he kept attracting more and more and more. And now it's in a compacted 6-month, easy to follow, mentorship program that I'm very passionate about. So he says, don't lower your standards to meet your income. Don't lower your standards, right? You need to take your income up to meet your standards that you want. We do it backwards. Most people, they lower their standards because they don't have the money to do certain things. We'll put that off to next year. Let's wait till Christmas. Let's wait till your birthday. I can't afford that. I'm just gonna keep working and not get anything I desire. I hope one day, I wish one day I can get that. If you have a desire in your heart, that's intuition. That's spirit speaking to you. It was not an accident that you wish to grow more than your current circumstance. And growing, you think sometimes just the getting of it is just, oh, I got that house. Oh, I got this jacket. Oh, I got that shirt. Oh, I got those glasses. Or I got the 10,000 that I wanted, or whatever. It doesn't matter, right? It's not the getting of the thing. It's the growth that you receive, who you become. That is the true gift. But never lower your standards. Something keeps speaking to you. We're meant for fuller expression and expansion. As human beings, we're meant to grow. That's why we desire more. We're afraid sometimes to even tell people what we really want. Isn't that sad? Isn't that sad that we diminish ourselves because we're afraid of how other people will think of us? I did it. I did it for a long time. And I'm grateful now that I've grown to where I am, and I'm still growing. I know I'm meant for really big things, but it's not about me. It's about you. This is why I'm here, because somebody needed to hear this. Somebody needed to see this. Somebody really needed to connect with this information. So this Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern, there's a free webinar. I'm talking about the power of our thoughts and talking about the secret genie, this guy. Basically, what Bob was talking about with paradigms and how we utilize our conscious and subconscious. Your paradigm is in your subconscious mind. I'm going to talk about it a little more deeply about it. And that is free. I'm not charging for that. The link is in the whatever this is. It's in the description everywhere, and it's also in the link in my bio on Instagram. In the top link, that's where you see all the events. So that's this Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Make sure you RSVP to that. And the other thing I was thinking too, to all the people that I spoke to this week, if you watch this, let me know what you got from it. I always love to hear what you received from it, right? And put a comment. If I said something powerful or Bob said something, this is life, right? Why do we have to live life afraid of succeeding or going for what we really want? It's kind of like you're not why live life half fulfilled or partially fulfilled, right? We're meant for so much more. Don't allow your limiting beliefs and your paradigm to hold you back from the greatness that you're meant for. Every day, confirm, I am going to do something that I really want to do. I'm grateful to be a vessel to help push you and motivate you, inspire you, but also provide this information and give you different techniques to apply it to your life, because you learn more about yourself. Your mind, I'm trying to tell you, it's amazing. I'm learning so much. I forgot to share. I'll share real quick before I get out of here. This is way too long. I did a memory exercise. A memory exercise where you pick a memory in your lifetime, because memories are basically your favorite movie, right? A lot of us have favorite movies we can watch over and over, and we know the dialogue, we know all the script to the movie. My wife is The Color Purple. That's her favorite one. I'm a Star Wars fan, so I don't know the lines to Star Wars, but I know the movies very well. So the point is, a positive memory that you hold, whether it helped you become a better person, helped you grow as a person, or you got some type of financial gain, or you had some type of joy or some type of love, whatever that positive memory is, visit it tonight. All right. Do that for yourself. Visit this memory and really, really go there. Go there in your mind's eye and go back in that moment. Remember who's where you were, the sounds, the air, whatever you're doing, really go there, right? Go to that memory that you have that's so positive. And what's special about it, you're raising your vibration when you do that. But also you're connecting using the power of your memory, which is a mental faculty, but you're using it in a positive way rather than a negative way. This is a very powerful exercise, and I did it today, and I was like, wow. And what's special about this, you can revisit this memory over and over. It's like watching the same movie that you love so much. And here's one tip. Whatever that memory is, you can take certain qualities towards the present version of you, and also what qualities that will take you to your goal. Very powerful. Because mine is special because it was interesting. I created something. I did something I'd never done before. I was very afraid. I'll spare details. Maybe I'll share this on another live. But this was elementary school. A beautiful story. I didn't know. It was crazy because as doing this exercise, it jumped right at me. And I was like, wow, I remember when I did that. So the moral of the story is I can do anything. And so can you. You can do anything. Don't let outside world shape your thoughts anymore. Yeah, command that today. Command that. Don't let the outside world shape what you think. So I did something I'd never done before. I was super scared. My mom was so proud. I remember that moment. So what I got from that is I can create anything or face any fear and welcome it. And I triumph, and I can triumph again and again. See, these are different things that I'm thinking about is jumping at me. How many different qualities I can use from that moment, that memory. And you can do this anywhere you're sitting in traffic. I mean, be careful when you're driving, or you're at work uninspired, or whatever, right? Anywhere you can revisit these places. It's very special, very special. Blessings to everybody. Love y'all. Praying for y'all. Appreciate y'all. And yeah, put a comment if I said anything, Bob said anything shared. I want to see y'all on Sunday. You know, this is not just me talking. This is your life. You have to keep showing up for yourself. Otherwise, you're going to keep going back. Don't go back anymore. When you go back, you're not growing. You're not going towards what you want, what you desire, what you're meant to achieve. All right. Blessings. The replay be up if you missed the part of it. All right, everybody. Links in it.